Over here, man. Real warm out there. Really when came in the house. Somebody had you in the cops came out here. Told me I was just taking out the garbage. Where you been?
Shit, man, I've been taking care of these motherfuckers.
Oh, damn.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. You better believe it, cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee it, you should turn and walk away and get to leaving, or I'll let this 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. You see the devil in a glance, boy. Shotgun knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. And this is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. for what is round number 8 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing. It is now time for heat racing action here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. Brett Wheeler with you for the call as we get set for heat number 1. Let's take a look at the qualifying results. Let me just stick to one thing. There we go. That'll work there. Rico Robles goes quick time. Campbell Richards, James McDonald, Mason Inman, Dylan Cook make up your top 5. Matthew Johnston, Josh Walton, Regan Edwards, Colton Key, and Bradley Oldfield make up your top 10 drivers. Heat number 1 lines up like this on the pole position. In car number 3, that'll be Rico Robles. Matthew Johnson, the 56, lines up at a position number 2. Leo Heaton lines up the 26 from position number 3. Rylan Gray, the 06 from position number 4. Caden Marker from position number 5. Landon Cardoza, position number 6. Ayrton Smith from position number 7. Murray Howe from position number 8. Rodney James, position number 9. Brian McIntyre, position number 10. Brock Gilchrist in 11th. 12th is going to be Ricky Brett, and Ethan Smith makes up your 13 starters. Let's go with that. And we are set for a start next time. It's going to be Robles and Johnston to lead us to the drop of the green flag. Should be 8 laps in distance, top 2 to the dash and the main event. A 40 lap main event later on. Plenty of preliminary action in E, D, C and a B main to come. As we get set, heat number 1. The 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship is green. And already, it's a field of thunders their way down into turn number 3 and 4 to complete the opening lap. It's going to be Rico Robles leading the way from Matthew Johnston, running back there in second position. Heaton on the outside, looking in back there in position number 3. Then you go back to Rylan Gray, Kane and Barker make up your top 5 drivers. You'll watch Matthew Johnston in the 56 machine. He'll now stick down to the inside. He'll run a lane higher than what Rico Robles is running in the race lead. He'll stick all the way down to the inside, right near those inside tractor tyres as Rico Robles at House of Speed. Number 3 machine continues to lead the way. 4 down, 4 to run. Heat number 1 of 5. So a total of 11 races here this evening is now working over. Matthew Johnson is at 26 machine of Leo Heaton. Then you go back to Rylan Gray. And Gray going to go from the outhouse right into a potential transfer position. He needs to get by Leo Heaton. I don't think Heaton could have done much there with Matthew Johnston getting all sorts of crossed up in front of him in turn 1 and 2 there on the previous lap, but it's not going to matter right now for Rico Robles. Meanwhile, Caden Barker, Landon Cardoza, Ayrton Smith, Murray Howe, they all have a fantastic shot at going on to a better starting spot in the B main, as the preliminary mains, I should say. Checkered flag is out. Heat number 1 is done. Rico Robles getting the checkered flag from Leo Heaton. Those 2 drivers will transfer to our dash, and we'll see those drivers later on in the dash and the main event. So there is Rico Robles, Leo Heaton going to the main event for the drivers that go to the B, C, D, and E. That'll be Rylan Gray, Caden Parker, Ayrton Smith, your top 5. Landon Cardoza, Murray Howe, Brian McIntyre, Rodney James, Ricky Brett, your top 10. Brock Gilchrist, Matthew Johnston, and Ethan Smith for the drivers in heat number 1. Heat number 2, Campbell Richards and Joshua Walton will start from positions number 1 and 2. On the second row, Graham Smythe and John Berkeley line up at positions 3 and 4. Ryan Avila and Dylan Hauser make up positions 5 and 6. Devon Stove and Marco Giltrap will start from position number 7 and 8. Alan Tacken and Taylor Bryan will start from positions number 9 and 10. Max Donnelly in 11th, Bailey Leeson in 12th, and Clayton Davies makes up the 13 starters in heat number 1. So I know there's probably some short odds going out for who's going to be on the microphone first in this one. Will it be Berkeley? Will it be Hauser? Berkeley probably paying $1.35 to cut under the inside tractor tyres. And the drivers get the 1 to go signal right now. Let's take a look at some odds from there we go. Green flag is out. Heat number 2 of 5. Look out, there's some contact with Walton in the 81. Graham Smythe going to immediately move into second position. Ryan Apple back there in third. Leading the charge for the Americans in heat number 2. It's going to be Campbell Richards continuing to lead the way. Meanwhile, Walton and Berkeley, they'll race wheel to wheel down the front straightaway. Then you go back to Devon Stove, also on the outside looking in. Berkeley finishing runner-up last week at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's still going to be Campbell Richards. Graham Smythe got the 1 and 2 positions. Ryan Avila, Walton and Berkeley. Those drivers round out the top 5, and again looking for better starting spots in the B main for the drivers that finished 3rd, 4th and 5th. Berkeley all over the back of Avila as he made a big run down the back straight away. Walton tries to get by that Enviro Fab 40, or what is normally the 49 entry, but right now, tell you what, Avila's got some company right now with Joe Berkeley. Joshua Walton still continuing to go wheel to wheel down the back straight. We're down the front straightaway now. It's still Campbell Richards. Graham Smythe holding on to the number 1 and 2 positions at BSL Racing number 24 machine. He's already had a couple of podiums this season, as has the man in that number 9 machine. The white flag is out. 1 lap left to go. In heat number 2 of 5, it's going to be Campbell Richards down into turn number 3 and 4. Walton going to use up Berkeley. Berkeley's cut the infield tractor tyres on the exit of turn 4, but that was due to the contact with Joshua Walton. And I doubt that Berkeley is going to be too happy with that one. So, heat number 2 done and dusted. Let's take a look at your official results. It is going to be Campbell Richards, Graham Smythe going to the dash, going to the 50-lap main event for the likes of Avila, Walton, Berkeley, Stove, Giltrap. We've got Davies, Tacken, Leeson, Bryant, Donnelly and Hauser. We will see those drivers later on in either an E, D, C and or a potential B. Heat number 3 lines up like this, and it's James McDonald to the pole position. Regan Edwards lines up at a position number 2. Tom Storr, position number 3. Jordan Richards for a position number 4. Jack Nan lines up at a position number 5. Darren DeGraff at a position number 6. Position number 7, Ashton Phipps and Hayden Guptill, one of the newly appointed Fastlane Esports drivers, will line up at a position number 8. Dominic Gordon at a position number 9. Landon Crawley from 10. Mark Horton from 11. And Sam Waddell in position number 12. No doubt Guptill's pockets are full. After the Fastlane Esports, boys, gone on a bit of a spending spree, I hear. They now have the current 1, 2 and 3 NZ champions. Of course, Hayden Guptill, Alec Inslee and Xavier Simmons. Just kidding, boys. Hope you have a bit of fun with that one. Heat number 3, and, well, who is that in the back in that Heater Designs number 18 machine? And they've literally gone from dead last. That is Sam Waddell, who's passed about 400 cars on the initial start. Whether Race Control have something to say about that one, we'll leave that in the hands of Race Control. Edwards and McDonald Edwards in the 49 on the low side. McDonald in the 90 through the middle of the racetrack here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. Then you go back to Jordan Richards in the 91. That's SimBlacks New Zealand. Number 91. One spot out. James McDonald goes back to the point at the completion of lap number 3. A little slide job there by Regan Edwards. James McDonald, has he been to Woolworths? Has he got some dip underneath him down into turn number 3? He's got some drive off the bottom, but not as much as what Regan Edwards has. Now Edwards goes back to the number 1 position. Meanwhile, Ashton Phipps, they're going to make a move there on Tom Storr. Sam Waddell back to position number 6. You got to wonder whether the driver has a penalty of some sort after that initial start, because it looked like he was just hanging back. But again, it was only just the one start, only the one sort of the live shot that we've seen. Race control would have certainly had a better look at it. We've got a lap and a half to go. Heat number 3 of 5. And it's still Regan Edwards. We'll see the white flag first. Being uneventful. Other than Sam Waddell passing 646 cars by the time he got to the start-finish line. The checkered flag, he's going to fly here at Limaland for the conclusion of what is now heat number 3 of 5. Moving quickly through the program. And Regan Edwards will get the job done. Second will go to James McDonald. Third at the line. We'll take a look at your official results. Hello, Pletsy. Third will go to Jordan Richards. I hope you saved up your munch, Lonnie. Ashton Phipps home in 4th. Tom Storr. Sam Waddell does not have post-race penalty, so maybe race control would deem that a legal start. Anyhow, we move on with the show. Dion de Graaf, Mark Horton, Dominic Gordon, Jack Nan, Hayden Guptill in 11th, and Landon Crawley in position number 12. Heat number 4, Mason Inman lines up the 7 from position number 1. Colton Key to make a pair of Americans on the front row, position number 2. Position number 3, Mitchell Sparrow and Alec Inslee lines up at a position number 4. Lachlan Barbary from position number 5 and Gage Stevens from position number 6. Luke Wilson from position number 7. Xavier Simmons in position number 8. Hopefully his credit card is now somewhat getting paid back after going on that spending spree. Dalton Gauthier lines up at a position number 9. Mitchell Piskalik from position number 10. Chase Barber in 11th. And Cody Metcalf from position number 12. Heat 4 of 5. Oh, look, I'm glad you've got your munch, Lonnie. I hope J-Dub's saving his munch, Lonnie. Because I would hate for you guys not to have your munch, Lonnie. There we go, stacked up on the start. Colton Key in the 63, got a little crossed up, but he's gathered it back up, and he's now going to challenge Mason Inman to the race lead down into turn number 3 and 4. Mitchell Sparrow, Alec Inslee. Remember, Alec Inslee, normally you'd see him on the top side of the racetrack, although been the gutter at tonight, and he's not happy unless he's on the top. But right now he's going to position number 3, and he will be heading to a B main should he finish in that 3rd position. But again, right now, round number 8 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Looking to put some winnings back on the Fastlane Esports credit card. Inman, Key hold the number 1 and 2 positions. Just a couple of racing. I think it's been pretty cruisy so far. I'm going to say early night coming up here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. It's still Mason Inman, Colton Key working the back straight away to complete our 5th of 8 laps. Here for heat number 4, penultimate heat race of the night. One more heat to come after this one. Lachlan Barber in the 47. That's probably about as solid as I've seen him in quite a long time. And that's just not because I'm not talking about him as a driver. I'm talking about his internet. We all know the Barbary internet is sometimes almost non-existent when you're working wheel to wheel. But right now he runs in that 4th position behind Alec Kinsley. Colton Key still runs in 2nd. Mason Inman still your race leader. White flag is out, 1 lap left to go here in your 4th heat race of the night. It's Inman working the back straight away, opens up a 1/6 of a second lead there on Colton Key as Barney the racing flagman says that's enough points for heat number 4. Colton Key going to win, Mason Inman will get the win from Colton Key in 2nd, Alec Inslee 3rd, Lachlan Barbary 4th, Gage Stevens makes up your top 5 here in heat number 4 as we look forward as we look forward to the results coming up on screen. Luke Wilson home in 6th, Xavier Simmons in 7th, Chase Barber 8th, Mitchell Piskalik 9th, Dalton Gauthier in 10th, Mitchell Sparrow, Cody Metcalf to make up the 12 drivers in heat number 4. Your 5th and final heat race of the night will see quite a number of stars and cars here at the Limaland Motorsports Park, and running in probably the top 10 of your National Midget Championship points. Dylan Cook will start from position number 1, Bradley Oldfield from position number 2, James Starry from position number 3, Darcy Wilson from position number 4, Mitch Fabish will start from position number 5, Harry Stewart out of position number 6, Jordan McDonnell out of position number 7, Terence Dorrell out of position number 8, Brad Robertson from position number 9, Caleb Beecroft from position number 10, Nathan Kane in 11th, and 12th is going to be Cale James. So I think a few of the names in this one to keep an eye on. Of course, you got Dylan Cook, the pole sitter, qualified 5th quick. Then you got Bradley Oldfield, Darcy Wilson, Harry Stewart. Those 3 United SimSports drivers will be looking to put in a good showing in heat number 5. Keep an eye on Jordan McDonnell. Oh no, oh no. Great player. Surely you didn't take J-Dub's like Munchlunny. Surely you're not that kind of guy to steal someone's Munchlunny. As the green flag is out, heat number 5, your 5th and final heat race here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. And Oldfield got a good start on the outside. He will lead lap number 1, 7 to go. Cook now going to go 3 wide with Darcy Wilson and James Starry in the 741. Look out, he'll probably cause more problems than what you're worth here. Harry Stewart. Stewart back there in position number 5. You think of the points championship, you're going to think of the likes of Alec Inslee, finished 3rd in his heat. Now Stewart sitting in position number 5 would probably be stuck deep inside of a B main or near the front of the C. Either way, you don't want to be there. You want to be towards the front of the B, because that will save you in the long haul, long part of the game. Wilson nearly got into the back of Dylan Cook through 1 and 2, 3 to go. Bradley Oldfield in the 21 machine continues to lead the way by about quarter of a second, just over, a little over 2/10 of a second right now. Wilson again. Here comes Stewart driving it deep down into 3 and 4. Cook makes a mistake. It's going to open up the door for Darcy Wilson. He'll look for some dip. He's got James Starry on the inside. And well, I don't know who's at fault for that one. We'll give the benefit of the doubt to James Starry as the white flag is out. Here he comes down to the inside on Dylan Cook down into 1 and 2. It's going to be Bradley Oldfield leading the way. Cook, yep. Take it as you like. And Dylan Cook will follow home Bradley Oldfield to the number 1 and 2 positions. Mitch Fabish. Now, if there's a post-race penalty to Dylan Cook, that'll put Mitch Fabish directly into the show. So, unofficially, as they come across and as they went past the start-finish line, it was Oldfield. Let's have a look at heat number 5 results before our E-main. So, Cook will get a 2-lap penalty. He will go and finish 11th. So Mitch Fabish is going to come home 2nd spot. James Starry 3rd. Harry Stewart 4th. Jordan McDonnell in 5th. Nathan Kane, Terence Dorrell, Brad Robertson, Cale James, Darcy Wilson, your top 10. Dylan Cook and Caleb Beecroft in 11th and 12th. Your E-main, 6 cars. It'll be 14 laps the distance. And this is where we will see drivers eliminated from round number 8 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. We'll start with 16. We'll send 10 home from this one. We'll start with 17 in the D. Start with 17 in the C as well. We'll probably start with 17 or 18 in the B. And we'll take 6 all the way till we get to the B main, which we will take 14 out of those 17 or 18 drivers. Might in fact have 19 in that one, but Bailey Leeson, Jack Nairn in row 1, Dalton Gauthier and Darcy Wilson in row 2, Brock Gilchrist, Taylor Bright, row 3, Hayden Guptill, Mitchell Sparrow, row 4, Dylan Cook, Matthew Johnston, row 5, row 6, Max Donnelly and Landon Crawley. Row 7, Cody Metcalf and Caleb Beecroft. And row 8, Ethan Smith and Dylan Hauser. Wowee. Wilson, Guptill, Cook, Johnston. Just a couple of drivers in this one that are certainly in the top 10, top 15 of the National Points Championship. Or go back about 3 weeks ago, remember when Darcy Wilson was unable to transfer out of the, I think it was the D main on that particular week. And of course cost him at that point what was a top 3 run in the point standings. So he's got a lot of work to do should he want to make the 40-lap journey here tonight. As we're already under the green flag condition. Number 6 is the magical number. Wilson with a slide job on there. Look at contact. Now no cautions in preliminary action. We'll only see cautions in the main event. Unless you get about 6 to 10, 15 cars stacked up where blocking the racetrack. It's going to be Darcy Wilson leading your E-main at the completion of lap number 3. Still 11 laps left to run. The Bunnings Warehouse. 07 entry of Jack Nairn, Dalton Gauthier, Dylan Cook, Hayden Guptill and Cody Metcalf. Metcalf from 13th position, number 6 plus 7 so far in your E-main. Dylan Cook, after moving Starry out of the way in the final heat just a moment ago for that final transfer position. Might have been heated under the collar, but probably, you look at the big picture, didn't need to be done, because you go from starting in the first 3 rows of the B main to now starting, or potentially having to run the alphabet soup. We've got a fair bit of racing under your belt. Wilson continues to lead the way. 7 down, 7 to run. Your E-main cars on track. And at the moment, your top 6, Darcy Wilson, Jack Nairn, Darcy Wilson, about to hit lap traffic. As it is going to be Bailey, no, it's going to be Landon Crawley, in fact, in the, what is 83 car, just running through the middle of the racetrack. Just trying to stay on the lead lap, but not going to give up that spot without a fight. That'll force Darcy Wilson down to the inside of the racetrack at both ends, at both 1 and 2, but also now 3 and 4, as Wilson has just moved up a lane. He's not going to clear him on that slider attempt. Again, just being cautious. Doesn't have to do anything at the moment. Knows that at this stage, with 3 to go, he's got a transfer spot. And again, top 6 will go through. You probably did not have to push it too hard, although that door just opens up just a little bit now. He's probably going to hit the GO button as he goes down into 1 and 2. He'll now take away the line. That'll put Landon Crawley a lap down. Crawley going to try and fight back on the inside, and nearly going to try and take him out. Boy, that was probably not the smartest of moves by Landon Crawley, and surely he wouldn't do it. Surely he wouldn't do it. You don't want to be that guy. He's going to throw everything. He wanted to try and get himself back on the lead lap, but it's probably not a good look when you try and race the leader and try and fence the leader a number of times in those past couple of laps. So your E-main is complete. And Darcy Wilson will take to the number 1 position. Let's take a look at those official results. Wilson, Nairn, Gauthier, Cook, Cook, Guptill and Sparrow. For Johnston, well, 1 spot out. He'll be sent back along with Beecroft, Metcalf, Crawley, Smith, Leeson, Bryant, Donnelly, Gilchrist, and unfortunately Hauser at the back also. D-main cars on the racetrack right now for 16 laps, and Brian McIntyre and Clayton Davies will make up row number 1. Row number 2 going to be Mark Horton and Chase Barber. Row 3, Brad Robertson and Rodney James. Row 4, Alan Tacken and Dominic Gordon. Row 5, Mitchell Piskalik and Cale James. Row number 6 going to be Ricky Brett and Darcy Wilson, your E-main winner. Row 7, Jack Nairn, Dalton Gauthier. Dylan Cook and Hayden Guptill in row 8 and row 9. By himself will be Mitchell Sparrow. So 17 cars, top 6. Dylan's going to be top 6 going through. So the D-Main drivers. Which of these D-Main guys will be able to transfer to the C and potentially run the alphabet soup? And ready for a start. Green is out. There we go. And it's going to be Clayton Davies leading down the back straightaway. Barbara and McIntyre. Barbara moves into the second position on the top side of the racetrack. McIntyre, Brad Robertson. Here comes Alan Tacken. Again, a lack of racing in the 21 entry, but again sits in position number 5, and Rodney James, Dominic Gordon, they fight it out for the final transfer position. Meanwhile, Davies and Barbara lead them through 3 and 4. Davies, Barbara, Robertson, McIntyre, Tacken, and Sparrow. Sparrow from dead last, 17th, up to position number 6, and he's got himself a final transfer position, but for the 7th driver on the racetrack at the moment, Rodney James. He's got a little bit of work to do, as he's got Rodney James has got Mark Horton behind him. But they are 6, nearly 7/10 of a second behind Mitchell Sparrow, who is coming from the 17th starting position. And he's up to position number 6, so he's passed 11 cars. There's not a whole lot happening at the moment. Clayton Davies still holds on to the number 1 position with 7 down, 9 to run. So the TAB markets were out earlier this afternoon. We'll go through some of the TAB markets. After this D-Main. Davies has gone upstairs in the fluffy stuff, trying to find some extra grip in that number 50 machine. Barbara still holding on to position number 2. Now we go back and watch Brian McIntyre fend off a challenge from Alan Tacken into 3 and 4. Tacken was a little closer there on the previous lap. 6 laps left to run. As Davies makes and drifts up a little wide, makes a little bobble in turn number 1 and 2. No doubt he'll be keeping an eye on Chase Barber in the mirror, just seeing where he's running. But right now he looks forward at Dylan Cook, I believe that is, in the number 8 machine. His car is broken, busted, as there goes a big slider. So Dylan Cook certainly got some rear end damage on the number 8 machine, just trying to stay out of harm's way. Davies, Barbara, they get past Dylan Cook. Robertson and McIntyre now attacking again to the outside. In the fluffy stuff upstairs, he'll cut it back down to the bottom, realising that Dylan Cook is up there. And again, Cook doing nothing wrong, just holding his line, tacking with a slight jump on the 20 machine of Brian McIntyre. McIntyre, he's been to the supermarket, he's got some French onion dippers. He now works back to the inside on Tacken. This is a good battle for positions number 4 and 5. White flag going to be out for your race leader of Clayton Davies. Barbara going down to the low side into turn number 1 and 2, trying to find some moisture down on the bottom, but I don't think there's a whole lot left down there as through 3 and 4, and the bottom goes Clayton Davies. He will win your D-Main. Barbara home in 2nd, Robertson 3rd, Tacken will come home 4th, 5th is going to be McIntyre, and Darcy Wilson going to continue on in your alphabet soup from 12th to getting the final transfer position in position number 6 for Mitchell Sparrow, who would come home in 7th and spent quite a lot of that race. Will in fact find himself in position number 7. So there it is. Davies, Barber, Robertson, Tacken, McIntyre, and Wilson going on to the C main. So Wilson, Darcy Wilson, the only driver that could come from the E all the way running through to the Soup. Gage Stevens and Jordan McDonnell in row 1 of your C main. Landon Cardoza, Devon Stove, row 2. Sam Waddell, Luke Wilson, row 3. Nathan Kane and Murray Howell, row 4. Marco Giltrap and Murray and Dion DeGraff, in row number 5. Row 6, Xavier Simmons, Terrence Dorrell in row 6. Row 7, Clayton Davies, Chase Barber. Row 8, Brad Robertson, Alan Tacken. And row 9, Brian McIntyre and Darcy Wilson. So, TAB releasing their odds earlier this afternoon. And some short priced odds here. First E-main entry, Sam Waddell paid $1.20. Let's go back through the E-main. Was Sam Waddell in that? This is your E-main results coming up. Well, he was not. In fact, he's in this one. What a spud. So, he was $1.20, a short price favourite. Okay, Mitch Fabish was $1.50. Caleb Beecroft $1.80. Fastlane's next purchase. Well, they're going to go for the 4NZ. Hayden Warrington $1.80. Caden Barker $2. Aaron Hatton $2.80. Hayden Guptill. So that's 4, 6, and 7, and 8 NZ drivers. Green flag goes out. We're underway. We'll come back to some of the odds because probably one of the juicier odds later on, as we've got one of those Fastlane Esports Heater Designs cars, and we've got a little bit of a little whoopsie daisy. How you going? Terrence Dorrell, Xavier Simmons, Darcy Wilson, Brad Robinson have somehow all made it through. And remember, Darcy Wilson won the E-main and got the final transfer position in the D. And yeah, we are going to go yellow, so we're going to rack them and restack them. Not sure where Gage Stevens has gone. Got some mechanical issues on the 40. You'll probably see him pop up here in just a second, unless he is gone. And I think they are having a clean out of the Americans. So again, TAB releasing their odds earlier this afternoon. Alec Inslee will moan if it isn't on the top. Definitely $2. Yes, at $1.20. Tell you what, they are some short priced odds if I've ever seen it at $1.20. And yet, here he was right on the bottom side. Saving my munch Maloney. I have no idea. How's that? I've got no idea. As we're back underway in your C main, Dorrell, Wilson, Simmons, Robertson, Howe, and McDonnell. That's the top 6 at the moment. Plus 11 for Dorrell, plus 16 for Wilson, plus 8 for Simmons, and plus 11 for Robertson. So 4 drivers have really moved up really quickly. So again, everybody just working above the slick line right through the middle of the racetrack here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. Keep an eye on Luke Wilson in the 9, or the 3 car. He's got the 3 on the tail tank. It almost looks like a 1 on the front. He's going to make a bit of contact with Devon Stove in the 61. Here comes Jordan McDonnell in the 34 entry. Murray Howell in the 21. Down goes McDonnell to the inside on the 99 of Brad Robinson. Slide job and really threatened the needle into turn number 1 and 2. Xavier Simmons right there with him as well. So Dorrell, Wilson, and Simmons are 1, 2, and 3. Look out. Oh, they get it back going again, but McDonnell goes from the penthouse to the outhouse. 5 to go on the start-finish line, and that'll put Luke Wilson, Dion de Graaf, and how about that, Dion de Graaf into the final transfer position at SimBlacks, number 20. Oh, it was, maybe it's 19. Black numbers. Yeah, it is. Black numbers. Come on, Dion. You surely can do better than that. The old Sim Stamp number. 3 to go for Doral, Wilson and Simmons. Again, trying to get some prize money back in the Fastlane Esports bank account after maxing out the credit cards by buying the number 1, 2 and 3, or the 1 and 2 NZ cars. No, I'm kidding, boys. I like to have a bit of fun, like to roll with it. As Wilson just comfortable at the moment, and he is one step closer from running the entire alphabet soup. Knows that Simmons will not do anything silly here. In the final lap, through 3 and 4 we go. Checkers are route. Doral wins from Wilson. Simmons come home in second and third. Wilson fourth. It's Darcy Wilson second. Luke Wilson fourth. Murray Howell fifth. And Dion de Graaf home in position number 6. Brad Robertson misses out along with McDonnell, Stove, Waddell, McIntyre, Cardoza, Stevens, Davies, Barbara, Kane, Giltrap, and Tacken. C-Main will be official as there it is. Doral, Wilson, Darcy, that is, Simmons, Luke Wilson, Howe, and de Graaf, the 6 drivers that will go to a 19 car field in the B main. And those B main drivers, they will line up like this: Ryland Gray and Ryan Avila in row number 1. I get the feeling that Ryland Gray might be, I know he's there. Jordan Richards and Alec Inslee in row number 2. James Stay won't be there. Caden Barker, row 3. Joshua Walton, Ashton Phipps, Lachlan Barbary, Harry Stewart, row 5. Ayrton Smith and Joel Berkeley, row 6. Tom Stewart, Terence Doral, row 7. Row 8, Darcy Wilson, Xavier Simmons. Row 9, Luke Wilson, Murray Howe, and Dion de Graaf in row number 9. So it looks like all but 2 drivers are in this one. Ashton Phipps. So for the people that are not in the New Zealand Sim Racing group page, Wednesday, 14th of December, the 2022 NZSR Super Slam, it is back. 62 drivers, 31 teams, and 1 winner to get the ultimate bragging rights in the New Zealand Sim Racing community. It'll be qualifying 2 laps. Heat number 1, 25 laps. All 62 drivers lined up by qualifying result order. Heat number 2, 25 laps gridded up. Reverse by heat number 1, finishing order. And then the feature lap, 50 laps. 62 drivers lined up by total point tally from the heats. Points are awarded from both heats and the feature events. So the winning team will be the team with the most points after the racing is all over. Not the winner of the 50 lap feature. It's fixed setup, and there is a bunch of rules as we are yellow very quickly. We've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 teams. So if you want to get involved in that one, check out the Discord page, or the Discord info for NZSR. So what is probably a rare caution in the B main Oh, Darcy Wilson is in 14th position. 13 cars left on the racetrack. Harry Stewart in the pits along with Joel Berkeley. As not sure whether they're going to wait. We might be having a red on the racetrack. Or they might just be waiting for the safety car to finally play catch up. I've noticed though, it looks like some drivers starting to roll away. So it looks like the pace truck is already infield now. I dare say that that would have been an open red situation. So Berkeley, Wilson, Barbary going to come back out along with Harry Stewart. So Ryland Gray at the moment, again, we are under what is essentially an open red situation for the 6 drivers to go back, get their laps back, and they'll tag on to the back of the field. So we're still going to have 17 cars in the B main. Looks like they are ready to do battle next lap. So for the main event, we'll see admin cautions. It's got to be 2 or more cars involved in an incident for admins to throw the yellow flag. Single car spins will not be thrown. And caution laps will count. So we won't go this time. We'll wait and get the field lined up nose to tail. And wait for Ryland Gray to lead us back. Six down, 14 to run. We're back underway. Jordan Richards on the immediately to the inside on Ryland Gray, but he'll fend off the challenge of the 91 machine as they'll go side by side. Walton tries to run that inside line through 3 and 4. He'll slide it through the slick. Get up into the left rear there of the 91 entry of Jordan Richards. Here comes Caden Barker. Alec Inslee. Now he's on the cushion. Last week he was so dominant in the dash at Bristol Motor Speedway. It fell away during the warm-up, but unfortunately, he still had somewhat of a decent run from memory, but right now, he's having to work his tail off. There's 5 cars. If Grandma's quilt was just a little bit bigger, you could throw the blanket over him. Now they're really slicing and dicing. Walton to the race lead. Gray, Walton got a little tight there on the centre of 3 and 4. Here comes Caden Barker. 3 wide now. Inslee, Gray and Richards. Walton starting to check out on the bottom side of the racetrack. He is one of only 2 drivers. Those down there. Keep an eye on Stewart, Berkeley and Darcy Wilson. 13th, 14th and 15th. They'll all be chatting to one another. But it's the top 14 that'll go through. So at the moment, Wilson going to miss out. Big move there. Big Hail Mary play from Jordan Richards. In fact, it was Alec Inslee, in the 2. Jordan Richards in the 91. Inslee and Gray. Inslee going to protect that slider down into turn number 3. 5 to run. Darcy Wilson still on the outside looking in. And it would be a shame. Let's go back and watch this right now. It would be a shame to run the entire alphabet soup and fall 1 spot shy. He would need to see some sort of post-race penalty. Oh no, Stewart! Oh, your points leader is gone. He's in 17th position, and Darcy Wilson says, well, I hate to be that guy, but thank you very much. Wilson, oh look out. Berkeley throwing big Hail Marys down to the bottom side. Simmons, 3 wide, Dion DeGraff and Joel Berkeley, 4 wide for a split second. Here comes Terence Doll, the 51. Oh no! DeGraff, Avila upside down. Harry Stewart still 2 spots shy. Barbary in the fourth there. What is it? 13th and final 14th is Xavier Simmons. Checkered flag is out. It's all happening here at Limaland. Too quick for my brain to process. Top 14 will go through. And unless you see 2 post-race penalties, I think Harry Stewart is going to miss his first A-main. Let's take a look at those official results while the drivers in the dash get ready to come out. Caden Barker, Joshua Walton, Alec Inslee, your top 3. Roland Gray, Jordan Richard, your top 5. Storr, Smith, Howe, Luke Wilson, Dorrell, your top 10. Berkeley, Darcy Wilson, Lachlan Barbary, and Xavier Simmons will get the 14 transfer spots. Big news for Harry Stewart in 16th position. Dion DeGraff 15th, Stewart 16th, Avila, Starry, and Phipps to round out the final drivers on the podium. So Alec Inslee, he might be licking his chops after that B-main because one, Stewart failed to make the show, and Inslee has still got a lot of work to do deep in the field of an A-main of 40 laps later on. The drivers in the dash, the cars and stars are on the back straightaway waiting for race control to give them your starting lineup. Now there'll be no timing on the screen, just for the simple fact that because it's running the warm-up session, it'll only bring it in on times. So after this 6 lap dash, we'll send it to a music break and get ready for a 40 lap A-main event. No doubt the drivers will have probably 2 or 3 minutes left of the warm-up session to run it in and run the high side in, just to give us some multi-groove racing. Green flag is out, and they dip, dodge, dive, duck down into turn number 1 and 2. One car going upside down. I think it's not Regan Edwards in the 49. I tell you who it might be. I've got no idea. 3 make it 4 wide. Edwards up on the top side of a 4 wide battle. Smythe in the 24. Here comes Edwards coming after the 25 entry. Edwards got some problems. 2 down and 4 to run. Colton Key on the low side. Mason Inman upstairs. Smythe. But it's Rico Robles leading the way in the number 3 car. 3 down, 3 to run here in the dash. This will set the top 10 starting positions. 2 to go for Rico Robles now. Key, Inman, Smythe. Here comes Oldfield. Work on the top side. He got a massive run. A wide flag is out. 1 lap left to go for Rico Robles. Smythe trying to hold on to position number 4. Oldfield, will he go down for the big slider? Yeah, he's going to go for it. He clips the left front. The left front catches the tractor tyre, and we are done and done in the D main. Congratulations to Rico Robles, who will start on pole of your 40 lap a main event later on this evening. So as you see, the warm-up time just pops up under the screen, under the top left, underneath the logos, which means we've got 6 minutes left in the warm-up session. Whether these drivers have all of those 6 minutes to run this track in just a little bit, we are going to leave that in the hands of race control. So what we'll do, a good opportunity for us to throw it to a commercial break and get ready for the main event here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. The 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Thanks to SimBlacks New Zealand, Speed Nation, So It Seems, Custom Upholstery, and of course New Zealand Sim Racing for putting on what is I think an 18-week schedule. Let me check. I did have it here before. Yes, it is an 18-week schedule. So next week, Knoxville Raceway, followed by the Chili Bowl, Port Royal, Volusia, Charlotte, Eldora, Fairbury, Lernerville, Weedsport, and Lucas Oil. Now, 2 of those weeks we are not going to be here. Whether they decide to continue to run those weeks, you'll have to wait and see. And again, we'll leave that up to Brayton and Harry to decide. But we have told them we are not going to be here for a couple of weeks. We've already given them a couple of months' notice. But again, that is entirely up to them if they decide to run it. Hey, we're not going to blame them. But again, you won't see broadcast for those particular weeks. But for the moment, we're going to be here for the next 6 or so weeks anyway. 1, 2, 3. Again, I don't even know where the calendar is somewhere. But let's take a look at your starting grid from back to front. Xavier Simmons from position number 24. Lachlan Marbury, position number 23. Position number 22 from the E-Main. He won the E-Main. He starts 22nd. It's Darcy Wilson. Joel Berkeley will start position number 21. Terrence Dorrell in position number 20. Luke Wilson, position number 19. Murray Howell, position number 18. Position number 17, Ayrton Smith. Tom Stall, position number 16. Jordan Richards, position number 15. Position number 14, Rylan Gray. Position number 13, Alec Inslee. Position number 12, Joshua Walton. Position number 11, Caden Barker. And the top 10 drivers in the dash in no particular order. Mitch Fabish, Colton Key, James McDonald, Graham Smythe, Leo Heaton, Bradley Oldfield, Mason Inman, Regan Edwards, Campbell Richards, and Rico Robles. We know Rico Robles is going to start on pole as he won the dash. So there we go. We didn't even have to play music tonight. How good is that? Truck? Well, it looks like a Limaland Motorsports Park. That's what it looks like. The racing lines. Will we see the bottom side come back in? Right now, probably the place to be after what we've seen Bradley Oldfield do in the dash is probably be on the top side. Round number 8 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. We're about to get naughty for 40 here at Limaland, and we are green down into turn number 1 and 2, and Rico Robles. Whoa, look at the ruddy out on the bottom side through 1 and 2. He'll do it again down into 3 and 4. He's going to stay down low. Maybe I might have been a little bit wrong. 3 and 4 wide out of turn number 2, if you don't mind. How do you do? Again, they work their way all over this tight little bullring. The elbows are up, the gloves are off, and these boys are punching above their weight right now. Oldfield goes through the middle just above the slick line. Caden Barker back there in 6, battling with the 16 of Campbell Richards. Mitch Fabish still inside the top 10. Jordan Richards. Alec Inslee has moved his way forward a few positions. Jordan Richards plus 6 at the moment. Richards, Oldfield tries to get back to the bottom side. Again, the short price odds. Will Joel Berkeley cut underneath the tractor tyres? Will we catch it on the live stream? The odds are about $1.10. He doesn't mind using the tractor tyres and going underneath them. We'll see how it plays out. Robles, Key, and Inman make it an American lockout. 1, 2, and 3. And speaking of 3, we're 3 wide down into turn number 3 and 4. We're still 3 and nearly 4 wide once again. How do you do? Oldfield has gone to the top side of the racetrack into 1 and 2 as he looks to get around the outside of Jordan Richards. Oldfield Richards, they bang wheels. Oh no, Oldfield upside down. And now it's because it's only one car. We are going to stay green. Well, we were, but race control have given us the yellow flag. And Bradley Oldfield, well, he's back on all fours. So that's a positive sign for the 51. So Robles, King and Inman hold up a top 3 lockout for the Americans. Rylan Gray finishing back there in 24th position. Fat finger syndrome, you didn't see that. That's what I get for not using my left hand. I've used my right hand. And that's what she said. So Campbell Richards going to the back of the field. Of course, the contact with Bradley Oldfield sends Campbell Richards in the 16 to position number 23. Oldfield's going to resume in the 20th starting position. So caution laps count. Lights come back on just for a split second. Just the standard Limaland that I've noticed. So yes, caution laps count, but again, admin cautions. Robles, Key, Inman, Smythe, and Jordan Richards, your top 10. Richards from 15th to position number 5. Green flag back out, and it's going to be Rico Robles to lead us down into 1 and 2 one more time. And again, he'll stay to the bottom side. He's very, very experienced in these midgets. Going upstairs is the 44 of Barker, and there goes Mason Inman. Dare say that he may have caught the infield tractor tyres, and well, they don't move. It is quite hot here. I'm sweating all sorts of bullets. As I'm sweating, I'm sure the action is heating up on the racetrack once we go back to green. Can Caden Barker, can he put himself in a good spot to get a podium? Graham Smythe has already picked up a couple of podiums this season. I want to say week 3 and maybe week 4, or weeks 2 and 3. Maybe it was 2 and 3. So it's been a long time between the podium drinks for Graham Smythe, but he's going to restart in 3rd. We go back to green. Jordan Richards was trying to get Caden Barker with a little hurry up, and how you do as we go down into 1 and 2. We are seeing Leo Heaton there. Clip the infield tractor tyres as there goes the 90 machine of James McDonald. We're 18 down and 22 to go. The 95 of Mitch Fabish along with Darcy Wilson. And how about the run from Darcy Wilson? From the E-main victory all the way into a top 10 in the main event. And he had a stroke of luck in that B. Richards tries to go through the middle of the racetrack, comes up in front of Fabish. Fabish turns it back underneath him. Fabish goes for the slider into turn number 1 and 2. Boys, look out. Here comes the 5 machine of Darcy Wilson up on the top side of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. Berkeley rolls the inside. 2 upstairs, 2 down low. Let's look at Berkeley. Will he use the Berkeley line? Will we catch it? Oh, look out. Big wheel stand all the way down the back straight away for the 9 machine. We haven't caught him running the tractor tyres yet, so the odds are just starting to decrease just a little bit. Here comes Alec Inslee around the outside of Joel Berkeley. Move Alec Inslee back to position number 10. Berkeley back to position number 11. Again, they go 2 by 2. Look out. Leo Heaton going to lose a number of positions to Mitch Fabish and Darcy Wilson. Walton running the outside of the racetrack as well. Slide job coming from Fabish on Walton. Walton turns it back underneath him 3 wide. Heaton still works the inside of the racetrack. Don't look now because Darcy Wilson, a man on a mission right now, plus 15, plus 16, depending on where he ends up. And we might even see the 5 machine come into a top 3 with 14 to go at the start-finish line for Rico Robles, Colton Key, and Caden Barker. 1.5 seconds, you see Darcy Wilson in the 5 machine. Oh, what a save! And he didn't really lose anything out of that one. Take him out, Darcy Wilson. That was spectacular. Heaton tries to slide up in front of Wilson. But Wilson says, no, thank you. I'm going to go back around the outside. He goes, okay, fine. I'll go to Woolworths. I'll get some French onion dip. And he'll go back underneath him. Slide, jump. Thought about it. Backed out of it. Good level of respect right there. Richards and Wilson put the daily double move there on Leo Heaton. Now Heaton going to try and fight back on the outside through 3 and 4. Walton position number 6. Meanwhile, your leader is Rico Robles. Smythe under some pressure right now in the 24 machine. In fact, it's Colton Key has gotten by Graham Smythe. So Smythe, one more time coming after Key into 3 and 4. Key runs the bottom side. Smythe runs the outside of the racetrack. Barker again upstairs through 1 and 2. We are now a heat race distance away from victory for one of these drivers. And more likely going to be Rico Robles. Smythe with a move there on Colton Key down into turn number 1 and 2. This is for the final spot on the podium. Key still sticks it down to the low side, trying to find the drive and the moisture down to the low side. He'll stay down there again, down into 1 and 2, but I think Graham Smythe has got this one figured out. The middle slider line working for the 24 machine. 2 cars, they are off the racing surface right on pit road. It may have been Campbell Richards and James McDonald, I think it was. As your leader is already through some lap traffic. Anton Smith and Murray Howell, the 2 drivers being put a lap down. Darcy Wilson upside down in turn number 2. And we are going to stay green. So the dream run for Wilson. And we go yellow. And a near 3-second lead for Rico Robles in the 3 machine is now going to be cut back to a green-white checker situation. And Caden Barker, if there is ever a time you want to get the jump on the race leader, it is now. Holy cow. Robles, Barker, Smythe, Walton, Key your top 5. The green-white checker is out and we are back underway in the main event. And it's going to be the slider line from Rico Robles protecting Smythe down to the inside on Barker, but not going to be denied. There's going to be Rico Robles. He'll go back down to the bottom into turn number 1 and 2. He'll work it down the back straight away for the final time down into turn number 3 and 4. In a race that has been dominated by the 3 machine of Rico Robles will win second. Barker and Walton at the line. They hit it together. I think Caden Barker edges out Joshua Walton for positions number 2 and 3. Colton Key comes home 4th. Graham Smythe rounds out the top 5. But again, no one going to deny Rico Robles of a main victory here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. We'll take a look. Your official results, it is Rico Robles from Caden Barker over Joshua Walton, Colton Key, Mitch Fabish, your top 5. Graham Smythe home in 6th, Jordan Richards 7th, Leo Heaton, Joel Berkeley, Xavier Simmons, your top 10. 11th, Regan Edwards, Lachlan Barbary 12th, Terence Dorrell in 13th, Tom Storr 14th, Bradley Oldfield rounds out the top 15. Then you go back to Luke Wilson, 16th. Alec Inslee, 17th. James McDonald, 18th. Campbell Richards, 19th. Murray Howell, 20th. Darcy Wilson, 21st. 22nd was Ayrton Smith, Mason Inman, Ryland Gray. 23rd and 24th finishes in this one. Oh boy, if you didn't like that one, well, I don't know what you're going to like, because that was pretty entertaining from start to finish. We wait and now chat. We will chat to our top three. Let's bring in your winner here tonight. Driving the number 3 machine, it is Rico Robles. And Rico, first of all, do you have a copy?
Yeah.
Here we go, buddy. Hey, look, dominating victory here tonight. You really showed some speed, especially with going to the bottom side. Was that always going to be the key focus for you, especially in a 40-lap main event around here?
Yeah, the track kind of looked like it pre-gened a little bit, but I was looking at the bottom, and it just looked like if I could stick it, it'd definitely give me the drive off that I needed compared to a lot of the other places on the track. So I kind of did plan on running the bottom more than anywhere else.
Right, that last restart, obviously you had a 3-second lead, and then we come to a yellow with, 3 or 4 to go. They'd cut the caution laps down to what was going to be a green-white checker. Were you in protective mode when you ran that slide line, or was that where you wanted to be that late in the race?
Yeah, that's honestly, I had my spotter. He was telling me where the car behind me was running, and he was getting more solid lap times. So off the restart, I got told to run the slider line into 1 and 2, and I did it in 3 and 4, and then I just plugged the bottom. So kind of a little bit of being protective, but more of just a racing line I needed to try.
All right, well, look, well done on such a dominating night here at the Limaland Motorsports Park in this number 3 machine. Rico, before we let you go, of course, there's a lot of good sponsors on this race. Got a lot of great people behind the scenes. Now's an opportunity to thank those people.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone who puts this league on, you for broadcasting, all the boys over at House of Speed, Gage Stevens Designs, and CD Cinematography.
All right, there we go. Rico Robles, your winner here tonight. We'll chat to the driver that comes home in second spot, and it's going to be Caden Barker. Caden, congratulations on second place. And, well, you're making a habit of being consistently near the front overall after the first 8 weeks. You come away with your first podium. You've got to be happy with sort of how you've been progressing week in and week out.
Yeah, it's been pretty hard at the start. This is probably one of the most competitive leagues for midgets out there, so it's pretty hard to run at the front, but I think I've kind of got it sus now.
Tonight, different to what we've seen over the past sort of month with the bigger tracks, with the likes of USA, Williams Grove, Bristol. We come to a short elbows up racetrack. How different is it to run around here, and how difficult is it to put yourself in good positions night in and night out, especially when you go from these longer tracks down to a bull ring?
I think the smaller tracks are a lot about luck as well, just avoiding everybody's carnage and making sure that you're looking ahead. But I like the small tracks bigger than the long tracks.
Now, I do believe, if I go back and have a look at something, now let me just get to it, because if I'm not mistaken, you are 4NZ you're 6NZ. You're potentially you're paying $2 for Fastlane Esports to sign you up. How does that make you feel?
To be honest, NZSR's a pretty fun little team to be in. It's not very serious. Just mates on for a laugh. So I think I'm keen to stay with Brayton.
Showing his allegiance to NZSR. But Caden, congratulations on the podium run here tonight. Actually, I think I said earlier it's your first podium. I think that's your second podium from memory. I think I've spoken to you before once this season. But Caden, congratulations on the runner-up placing here tonight. No doubt you've got a lot of great sponsors on this car, a lot of great people behind the scenes that make this possible.
Yeah, Brayton's pretty good. He gets the leagues going every week. Puts on a good show for everybody to have a fun battle. NZSR, Sold Up Seams, Brant Fab, SimBlacks, Fabish Motorsport, all the boys. Yeah, thanks.
All right, there we go. Caden Barker home in position number 2. Home in position number 3, and a man that started right alongside him in position number 12. He drives up to position number 3. It's Joshua Walton. Josh, congratulations on the final spot on the podium. And boy, I tell you what, you made your run late in that one, but must feel good to come over the 3rd place.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I didn't expect to finish on the podium, to be honest. Started a bit further back than what I wanted to, but just sort of persisted with that bottom, and yeah, it sort of paid off towards the end. I thought I was going to be in trouble about halfway through when it went away, but yeah, come back in and yeah, put on the podium.
Mate, having to run the B main, get second in the B main, do you think that helped you set your car up, for the latter half of this feature event? Was it helpful to run that B main to get that extra track time?
Yeah, I think definitely. Yeah, I definitely wasn't set for the top. I didn't think the top had come in that race as early as what it did, but I just added fuel from the B main and sent it.
Well, sent it you did, and sent it into a 3rd place finish here tonight. Josh, congratulations on the podium spot here tonight at Limaland. No doubt you've got a lot of great sponsors on this car, a lot of great people behind the scenes that make this possible for you in the 81.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Just a big thanks to Brayton and everyone involved with getting this league going and continuing to put it on for us to have a run. And I don't know how they do it, but they managed to deal with all the crap and keep putting on such an awesome midget league. You guys are streaming it. Everyone at Beat the Dark Esports, great bunch of blokes to be around. Hobbs Trenching and Boring, North Central Solutions, 27 Custom Graphics, and 81 Racewear.
All right, there we go. Joshua Walton, ladies and gentlemen, home in position number 3. And that will wrap up the post-race coverage, the shorter post-race coverage with your top 3. Congratulations to Rico Robles, Caden Barker, and Joshua Walton. Xavier Simmons earning the Fastlane Esports Hard Charger Award. I just made that one up because, well, he drives for Fastlane, and, well, why not? He's going to pay off some of the credit card bills. Will he sign the next driver? Who will it beat? No, I'm kidding, boys. I like to have a bit of a laugh, but I hope you guys don't take that to heart too much. That'll wrap us up from Limaland Roundabout, the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing, So It Seems, Custom Upholstery, Speed Nation, and of course by the guys at New Zealand Sim Racing. Round number 9 next week, we go to the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway, before returning to the Chili Bowl. So round number 9, round number 10, Knoxville, followed by the Chili Bowl, and then that's the 12th and 19th of December. I dare say the 26th of December, Boxing Day, they will be off because Western Springs will be running. Again, they've got their midget stuff, so again, keep an eye out on the New Zealand Sim Racing Facebook page, the group, the Discord. Keep an eye out on when they are going to be running next. But that'll wrap us up here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We trust you enjoyed the coverage here for round number 8 here at Limaland. Well done to Joshua Walton 3rd, Caden Barker 2nd, and your winner of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, round number 8 here at Limaland. Congratulations to Rico Robles. Until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the manager behind the scenes, I'm Brett Wheeler, signing off, saying good night.